Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Oracle. It is time for another update. We've seen continuation to higher prices. We are looking at a potential extension to new all-time highs within this wave 5, as this wave 4 in yellow is potentially complete at this point. Not only that, we might have our first confirmation within the smaller time frame. We are looking for a potential trade setup, and of course we will cover all of this data today. The relevant levels of resistance to watch out for, the relevant levels of support that will allow us to still look for continuation to higher prices, and we will discuss the overall structure that can be tracked on this chart. But before we get there, let's go through the larger time frame to provide the context of what we are really looking at. And we won't go through the full picture, we will focus more specifically on this uptrend from the 2002 low, right? From this point on, I am tracking an ending diagonal in pretty much most scenarios. And this would have been a wave 1 up, a wave 2 would have taken place down here, and now we would be in the wave 3 to the upside. Within this wave 3, this would be my wave A up, this would be the B wave down, and I'm tracking a wave C where I actually do not consider the pattern to be full. The count is not complete in my opinion, and we would require one additional high before this wave 3 would have a complete pattern. So within this wave C, we have been tracking the idea of an ending diagonal itself. This would have been the wave 1 up, wave 2 down here, wave 3 up, and the wave 4 could have most recently actually formed a bottom. We have the area of support between $231 down to $118.6. We have pushed quite deep within it in what is a pretty sharp decline, which isn't an expected part of a diagonal structure, part of the alternation concept. Everything is perfectly in line, but we are looking at what could be a complete wave 4 here in this yellow scenario. Now, in this structure we have been tracking a couple of interpretations so far. Previously, we started with a wave A in orange, where we have been looking for the 5-wave pattern. And it had been built. We had that 5-wave move to the downside, which was strongly suggesting that after a 3-wave correction into the resistance area between $193 all the way up to $283, we would expect with high probabilities continuation within at least another 5-wave move to the downside. This is what the theory suggests. This is the most sought after pattern whenever looking for a trade setup within this framework, and it has been in place. But since we have been extending to lower prices, we have been considering another scenario, right? There is another. And we had this white interpretation, which has now actually been changed, but we were tracking this idea of an A, B, C pattern. Why did we change this scenario? Well, we changed it because it was complete. We had fulfilled extending to lower prices within this as an internal wave 5. This wave C didn't need any further extensions. This wave 4 in yellow was complete. So we changed what the white scenario was tracking. We were looking for even further extensions. The pattern where we had an A, B, C structure in white is now built into the yellow wave 4. In yellow, we are currently tracking the breakout. The reversal, we are looking for the initial 5-wave pattern. We have been looking for the confirmation. Now, there are some things to consider. Here, within this structure, we actually formed a marginally lower low, which is not ideal, which creates doubt, uncertainty when it comes to the structure itself. But at the same time, it could indicate weakness on the bearish side. And while it makes the overall structure more uncertain and still allows even this orange scenario to be a possible outcome, I would still follow the same strategy. I would still be looking for the confirmation. I would still be looking for an area of support within a possible wave 2. I am still extremely deep within the larger wave 4 area of support. And I'm still looking for an opportunity here. Even if this wave B in orange is still in play, even if the wave A could have still bottomed here, and we may actually be forming the top within this wave B in orange here in an A, B, C pattern, as soon as we reach the area of resistance, for example, I wouldn't let this prevent me from looking for an opportunity on this chart. And let me be clear, even in the orange scenario, I would actually still expect to get to at least $193.6, the first level of resistance. Now, granted, we don't always get there, but most commonly we do reach the area of resistance. Now, regardless of the larger structure, I am tracking the same pattern in the smaller time frame. And most recently, in the previous video, we provided this idea of a potential 5-wave move to the upside. We provided this support zone for a wave 4. Actually, this was a tiny bit extended lower, and we haven't reached it. But I wouldn't let this minimal difference of, what is it, like 60 cents, prevent me from looking for a potential initial 5-wave move to the upside, especially when this is within such a small time frame where distortions are applicable, where distortions are very easily possible and oftentimes even invisible. So I am considering this wave 5 to have a potential top in place. I'm looking at something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, quite an extended wave 5 within this pattern, not a problem that I would consider, and I am looking for a potential larger wave 1 to the upside to be in place. I am looking for a larger area of support for a follow-up wave 2 at the levels between $163.5 down to $144. And definitely, not all confirmations are created equal. This is within a very small time frame, but for me this is still interesting as it is deep within the larger area of support as well. It has clear levels of support. I know that below $144, the likelihood of this larger structure would start to fall out. Even if I get a recovery without fully invalidating it, there would be a good chance it will not ultimately hold. So even then, in my main interpretation, I will be tracking a 1-2 setup potential in this structure. I will be looking for a 3-wave correction within this wave 2 where I expect to reach at least $163.5. Then, in the wave B in orange, as I was saying, it is expected to reach at least the first level of resistance. Well, I would actually use probably the same color to track this idea of an extension within a 5-wave pattern, where the wave 3 could have actually extended all the way up here, and we could have a wave 4 in formation currently. This doesn't really affect the yellow interpretation. If we are to form this extension we will be tracking in orange, it could be that the wave 1 in yellow has extended, but that would also put more pressure on the possibility of the wave B in orange to be taking place instead, as we would likely reach the first level of resistance within this next wave to the upside, this supposed wave 5, which would allow indeed a possible 3-wave correction to the upside to be complete in an expanded flat correction, right? This is a possibility. There is always risk, but that is why we are always looking for the high risk-reward ratios, the areas of support. That is why we do not buy at peaks when we are far, far away from invalidation. So, in this interpretation, I would be tracking instead still the idea of an impulse, but the area of support would only go as low as the 50% retracement. So I am talking about the $159 level. I expect in this orange scenario one more high against this structure, and if we break it, well, I will fully commit to tracking this yellow interpretation, this yellow scenario where I'm looking regardless for a potential trade setup. And for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and if you enjoy our content and want to support us directly, check out our channel membership. And other than that, let me know what else you'd like me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days next ahead. And until then, I wish you a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.